Hey guys, it's Malonb or Malon from Facebook or malonb.etsy.com, and I don't even know how long it's been. It's definitely been over a month, maybe at least 1.5, probably closer to 2. So I have, well, I can't say I have no idea because I actually have gone to watch my last video just to remember what it is I was working at or what I was working on at the moment to kind of collect it, and if I have finished it, which I think I have, to just collect it and show it to you guys this time. It's been so long. Obviously, if you guys have been seeing me or watching me for a while, then you probably already know that, or you can guess that the reason why I was gone so long was because my son, or my baby, he has been born. So it's just been me trying to get used to the whole baby thing, which I'm still trying to do, but it's been going pretty alright. I have so much help, fortunately, but as far as my life stuff goes, I will either include it at the end like usual, or if not, it just depends how long it is. If I talk too much, I probably will make another video for it, and I will label it something like life update or something. Like you will definitely know what the video is about. So I will talk about that at the end and or in a second video. So if you don't see it here, then that means the video is coming up. I will actually talk about a little bit of life stuff in a little while, just because it does have to kind of have to deal with some yarn stuff as well. So I will bring that up in a little bit. But let me actually show you what I finished. And I think I only had 2 things to show you guys that I was working on during my last video as well. And I have finished these. I actually finished these before my son was born. He was born on April 7th, which was a little early. Again, if you guys have been watching me for a while, his due date was the 23rd of April. So 23rd or 22nd. Something like one of those days. I think it was maybe 22nd or something like that. But he was born on the 7th, so he was born a little early. But these I have finished before he was here. So these are the gauntlets, and I forgot the name of these, but again, I do mention them in my last video. I got the pattern from a book that I checked out from the library. You can also view my Ravelry project page. I do have all the information there as well. I love them. They're really nice, but it's been getting warmer here, so I have not had a chance to wear them, and especially with the baby, I have not really been out, so I have not had a chance to wear these at all. But I definitely will once it gets cooler. Then the other thing that I think I had the panel done last time. I just didn't have the actual pillow put together, but I have it now. It is the Space Invader pillow. Maybe you guys remember it. And I just put a white backing on the back, and which is just felt. And I have not listed it in my shop because, again, since my son was born, or actually a little before that, I closed up my shops. You guys know I have 2 Etsy shops, just because I didn't want to worry about those. Not that they're all busy or anything, because they're not. But I just didn't want anything else bothering me while I was focusing on my son. So anyway, I probably will not open them back up for a while yet. I have no idea when I will do that, or honestly if I will even do that. So I'm just giving myself some time. I told myself maybe like 6 months, like when my son's 6 months, depending how it goes. Right now he just turned 6 weeks, so maybe it just depends how it goes. If I feel like I have enough time to deal with it or amp them up, or do something with them. Again, it just depends how I feel. Otherwise, the option for me to just not have them there at all is also an option. I do have a couple, actually some other stuff that I worked on since the last video, and these are really small things. They're just hats, knitted hats. These were mostly, I don't think any of these had a pattern. It was me just grabbing yarn and needles just to have something to do, like in those times that I wanted to work on something that I had, and I didn't have that much free time anyway, but just little bits of time where he's sleeping and I can't sleep or something, and I just want to get back to yarn. I just picked some random yarn I had from my odds and ends, picked them some needles, and then just did something. So if they make sense or they do not, which one probably does not, that is why I didn't think about if it's gonna make sense or not, or I didn't have a specific person or anything in mind. And these are finished, I think most of them, but I did not weave in the ends. This is my first hat, and this is just striped with, I don't know what Red Heart colorway it was, the variegated, and striped with some gray. I think it was I Love This Yarn, or yeah, I think it was I Love This Yarn in gray. And again, just didn't weave in the ends, but it turned out alright. And this is the one that didn't make sense because it's so tiny. And I made a little I-cord here at the front or the top. Again, just really small, just something, I needed something to do. Didn't have to make sense. And this is the last one. I didn't close up the top yet. Just also, again, just some random yarn I had. And I did the top with gray because I ran out of the blue yarn. That one's almost done. As far as crochet goes, I am working on one project crochet-wise, and it's actually a pretty large project. I started this one right before I had my son, actually, and I've been working on it a little bit since then. Again, just when I had that small amount of time. This is a sweater by Ron Strong. I think right before my son was born, he actually, Ron Strong, had some kind of sale for his patterns. I think he offered like 5 for 1 or something like that. That I remember. It was something similar to that. So I was like, I'm definitely grabbing these, and I did. So I was working on that. I think I have a printout here for you guys. I do. Let me just open it up for you so you can see it. This one is called The Boyfriend Cardigan by Ron Strong. And actually, I didn't print out the page where it has the picture, I think. Oh no, I didn't print out the page where it has the picture, but, or the name even. I just wrote the name on the top. But that is it. It is a paid-for pattern. Again, by Ron Strong. I'm pretty sure you have a Ravelry page for this one as well. And this one is just like a very, I wanted to say neutral sweater, but what I really meant to say is a really versatile sweater. You know, wear it with anything kind of sweater. And I think the one he made, or the one he has pictured in the pattern, is a white sweater with like some, I don't know if it's a well, I did rainbow color at the edges, but I don't remember if he had rainbow or just he had some other like random color stripes at the ends, like at the cuffs, and also at the bottom edge of the sweater. It's really nice, but I decided to do rainbow colors on the edges and to make this sort of gray. I've been seeing, well now, you know, like almost 2 months later, it's not that recent, but before a couple of months ago, I was seeing a lot of some sock yarn, which it's not just one dyer. I know probably a few dyers had out similar colorways where it's like a base gray colorway, and they had like little rainbows in it. You know, reminds you of like a cloudy day. I don't remember the name of the colorways I've seen, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen them too and know what I'm talking about. So anyway, my sweater is a gray sweater. However, again, along the edges, like the cuffs and the bottom of the sweater is going to be rainbow stripes. I finished a sleeve. It looks like this. So it will be gray, and in the edges it will have these colors. Now I should tell you guys that, oh well, I can't really tell you all that much as it is a paid for pattern, but I definitely will say go check it out. It's working up really easily. I really like how it is. I only finished, I'm on the process of finishing the second sleeve, and I finished the rainbow part of the body. This one you worked from the bottom up, so I just need to finish the one sleeve, the gray part. I'm almost done actually, and then just the rest of the body, and I can, you know, put it together. Really excited about it. And for this one, all I will say is that it is via the pattern. It's not made in the round. However, I am making it in the round, which is obvious. As you guys can see, there's like you guys can see when I change colors, so it's pretty obvious. But I'm lazy. I hate sewing together seams if I don't have to, so that is why. I think that's all I'm working on right now. I do have, or I did want to start on another baby sweater. I have a few patterns picked out. I just don't have the specific one I want to do right now. I did make pages for other ones I wanted to consider, or I was considering on my Ravelry, but again, just have not actually picked the right one. I do have a crochet one in there, but I think the others are mostly knit, I believe, and I do have to actually also check what sizings they have, because my son's, again, 6 weeks old. He's actually already wearing a size 3 months clothing. The 0 to 3 doesn't fit him anymore, so it's like three months, or 3 to 6 or whatever it is. So I have to make sure that the pattern I choose has that sizing, or a little bigger, of course, because he's just growing pretty fast, and I don't know how long it's gonna take me to actually finish the sweater or whatever it is I make him, or vest or something. So I just have to make sure I make it a little bigger. They have the sizing. Ideally, they would have it for free, since I don't really want to pay for patterns right now. And hopefully I'll be able to make it in time for him to actually wear it. He has been wearing some of the stuff I made. The baby vertebrae, I believe it was called. That's actually what he has been wearing the most. It looks really cute on him. It's adorable. I love that sweater. And I will definitely make another one. Actually, I may make another one for when he's a little older, because it was a pretty easy pattern. I wouldn't mind using that pattern for myself either. So, okay, but anyway, that's my future project. I'm going to finish my crochet cardigan, and I'm going to start a baby one, hopefully sometime soon, if I can decide on what yarn to use and what to actually make. Now, the part that had to do a little bit with my life stuff, that it was kind of sad. At the time, I didn't really care, to be honest, but now that, some time has passed, I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about it because I missed those projects. I still don't really know what needles they were, but so what happened was, again, my son was born a little early on the 7th of April, and I ended up being induced. So if you guys are not familiar, if you're induced, it's like a planned birth. So you go into the hospital, you know what date it will be. The induced process may take a little while or may take a long while. It just depends on each person individually and how your body reacts, etc. So I went into the hospital knowing it may take a while. I took a couple of projects with me. I took 2 project bags. One was by Erin, Give Me Yarn, for something, and I'm sorry I forgot the numbers, but I'm pretty sure you guys know who she is. She's pretty popular. She makes some project bags. So I took one of her bags in with the project I was working on was, oh, and I forget the name of the pattern too, but it was a sock. It was a sock, something to do with spring, but it was a sock. If you look at my Ravelry, there's one current project that is a, what do they call it? A fail? It's not a fail project. I forgot what they call it in Ravelry, where you're not going to be working, or frogs, there you go. A frog project. Unfortunately, I had that in there. That's the project I was working on with whatever needles I was using. I really forgot, and the skein I was using for that as well. I believe I was using some Lionheart sock yarn. Wool Ease, I think that was it, Wool Ease. And then the second bag I took with me was an Animal Crossing bag. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan. A while back, there was this one person who had a podcast. I don't believe she's podcasting anymore, unfortunately, and I don't believe she has any more of those in her shop. But she had a couple of Animal Crossing bags up on her Etsy shop that I snatched, because how can I not? I took in one of those, and in there I had some just random balls of yarn, again, whatever leftover skeins I had, and I think it had like 3 pairs of needles of different sizes, I guess relating, kind of matching up with whatever yarn I had, just so I had something to work on. Again, just something that I can grab and start working on anything, everything. again, hats are pretty easy, just something I can do to get my mind off the pain or whatever it is I was gonna be going through. So, once it happened, we went to the hospital. I took all this with me to work on, and it ended up me not even taking it out. So I didn't even work on anything. It was just me passing the time. Not that it was that fun of a time, but I ended up passing the time without working on any yarn stuff. So in the end, when we were leaving the hospital, I had forgotten that I had stashed these in the closet of our hospital room, and ended up leaving them there, unfortunately. So they were lost, completely lost. And they called me actually a couple of days ago, or a couple of days after I left the hospital, just to let me know that something had been left behind. And I was like, great, I'll go pick it up. But just lack of time and exhaustion. I had all the want to go pick it up, honestly, but I think me and my husband both were just so exhausted. We either forgot or we just didn't find the time. And by the time that we actually made it out there to the hospital again, to go to an appointment, they were already gone. I don't know if they throw the stuff out, or they donate somewhere. I think I left that along with my clothing, like the clothing I went into the hospital with, my shoes, everything. So I just completely didn't care. I told myself, like, I lost some stuff, but I left with my son, which is so much more, so I didn't mind it at all. But again, recently, looking or trying to get back into the yarn stuff and everything, I have no idea what needles I lost. I assume, which I think is true, I lost probably the ones I use the most, just because those are the ones I'm pretty sure I took with me, since again, I was looking for something easy to work on. So I probably lost the needles I use the most, which were probably like size 4, 5, and 6, something like that. And I took like the cheapo bamboo needles you get, really cheaply, either on Amazon or eBay. So it's not like they were so expensive or anything, but I kind of liked those, honestly. And I haven't really gotten any others, so I like those, like I used to those. And I hope I can find some to use whenever I want to do that. I want to do the sweater, the baby sweater. I want to start. I actually didn't think about that. But okay, anyway, I lost it. But now that I was thinking about it, I am kind of missing, especially the project bags, especially the Animal Crossing one. I don't think I can get that one back ever. I don't know who else makes them. I don't know who else has the fabric. I think it may be like one of those fabrics you have to get printed, or she got made for for her shop or for herself somehow. I haven't seen that anywhere else, so that's kind of sad. That bag especially I really miss. Not so much the needles, but just the bag, and also the yarn from the Woolies sock yarn, whatever the name of it was. I'm also kind of missing that. So that's, unfortunately, but so as far as that project I was working on that I lost, I will not be working on that again, or at least not anytime soon. And I felt kind of bad about that, because that was a pattern that I won from a some giveaway on some, or it was somebody's giveaway. I forgot who the podcaster was that I won that from, which was very awesome of them to give me the pattern. I think it's only like about $1, if I recall. But anyway, it is a sock pattern. I was just making it into a cowl because I couldn't gauge. My gauge is just way too loose. I don't think I'm able to make socks, so I was making it into a cowl. But because of that, until I can somewhat learn how to manage and make like a good material for sock yarn, since I don't think I can make right now. Like I said, my gauge is just way too large. Maybe I don't think I'm gonna pick up the pattern again unless I want to try to make it into another cowl, or something similar, but probably not anytime soon. And I think that's actually all the yarn stuff. I do have I do have some life stuff to talk to you about, or to share with you guys. That's if you guys want to listen. And also, I actually do want to make another video because I do have some stuff I received in the mail that again was also pretty awesome. So I want to share with you guys as well.